Hello, everybody. It's Sonny again. Well, my real name's Earl, but Sonny from Sonny's Lung Squad. I just wanted to, like I said, I'm taking you guys for the ride with me for lung transplant. I'm pre-lung transplant, and I just want to let you know some of the things you got to go through. Um, Again, like I said, what happens is, a doctor basically checks you out. I had a couple pulmonologists, uh, a couple tests on me and tell me that my lungs were bad. And then what happened is, what happens is, um, you gotta you gotta have it sent over to a physician that does transplants. And so what happens is they'll do their own test on you. They'll evaluate you. They'll set you up with um, you'll meet your transplant team. You'll get a coordinator. You'll see the financial advisor. You'll see they'll give you nutritionist, um, and then of course you got to have tests done. They check you head to toe, make sure you don't have any infections. They constantly do blood tests on you to make sure there's no alcohol, tobacco, or illegal drugs in your system. And then now you have to get a heart cath and colonoscopy done as protocol. I had to get two teeth pulled, which is very common, is from what I was told. I had to get my wisdom teeth pulled. Um, and then what happens is once you meet all their criteria, what happens is they put you in front. They present it to the board, and then what happens is the board will um, vote on whether you get the transplant or not, whether you meet their criteria. And not only do they do it, but they'll send it off to several other different doctors. It's not your physician in other hospitals, and the other doctors can give their, you know, um, thoughts on something they might have missed, or whether they think you're a good candidate or not, or um, more testing that you might have to have done, or a bunch of different things. So I'm at the end of mine. My A1C is down and it's cleared, and now all I'm waiting for is um, my BMI to come down. I actually had a dry run a couple of Sundays ago where the company that calls you, his name is Buckeye, and they're the ones that deal with transplant. And what you get is a letter from Buckeye telling you that you've been accepted for the living organ donor. I'm a living organ recipient, basically. So that's basically the criteria you have to go through. And then what happens is you might think, oh well, you're number one on the list isn't good for a lung transplant. You basically have to be, usually 80s is go time. I had a friend that was 86 on the list when he was brought in to get his lung transplant. So 80s is a good spot to be. So then after the fact, they want you to be able to do do a 6-minute walk within a certain amount of time and within a certain amount of feet. That way you can get back up within a couple of days and get motivated, get walking, be able to cough the stuff up in your lungs and be able to move around and start walking. That way, they only want to keep you in a hospital the least amount of time as possible. So usually it's, a couple weeks to a month. So usually it's a couple weeks, and then they move you down to another unit that is down the hall. And basically, when you first get the transplant, they have a uh, someone setting out your door at all times. At all times. So then, once you move down the hall, you can you'll have a nurse come and visit you, just like a regular when you're in a hospital regularly. And then they'll get you up and get motivated to walk you around, and want you to start doing things on your own, and things like that. I know that you'll have a couple tubes in your side. Um, One lung, they cut you on the front breastplate. Two lungs, they cut you in the back. So I'm getting one, so I'll have either side breastplate, cut. And but it's just this is what basically you have to go through. I know, kidney and that and heart and things are different, but I'm, like I said, I'm getting a lung, and I'm wanting to take everyone for the ride. If you want to know what is, pertains, and like I said, once I go in to get it or have any more appointments, I will let you know. I think last Monday it was, I seen a psychologist. They want to make sure you're mentally stable in order to get along. They ask you questions, or get an organ. They ask you a bunch of questions and such. So that's where it is. So like and share, follow me, subscribe, whatever it is, and go to hashtag Sonny's Lung Squad on Facebook, and you can follow me there. And I'll take you along for the ride. You'll see everything that transpires. So thank you, and have a great day.